It's very rare that two guys walk to a cage and they both don't have the same opinion about who's going to win. I know this is presented to you very different, and you're talking about confidence and you must believe. These are things that you say. Like the fighter or the athlete isn't any different. It's very rare that two teams go to play the Super Bowl and aren't both fully aware of who's going to win. Then you leave the arguments to sell tickets and to help ratings and to boost sponsors and to charge more for your hot dogs between the NFC and the AFC. But they both know they're football experts. How would they not? And I only share with you, head-to-head competition is step number one. If you want to look at seeding for the Olympic Games, if you want to look at seeding for the NCAAs, the most respective, albeit scum of the earth, they're still the two most respected sports bodies in the history of time. And they will start with head-to-head competition. Criterion number 2 is common opponent. I share this because people love to tell you common opponents don't matter, styles make fights. Just really stupid things get said about MMA. But once something stupid is said, it sticks around. You're not a champion until you defended a championship, says the guy that didn't say it until he defended the championship in an easy rematch. I mean, not for nothing. There's some really weird ones that have stuck around in MMA. Common opponent is going to give you the greatest sense or idea of how a fight's going to go aside from the match itself. Now, I bring that to you because I don't know what Jack's confidence is. I believe in Jack Della Maddalena. I believe I was the first person to ever tell you guys about this guy named Jack Della Maddalena, and we were even calling him JDM because it was a hard name to pronounce. And I didn't do very many clicks. I didn't make much money talking about Jack. This was at an early time. But I believe in him, and I just bring that up to let you know that I'm very sincere when I tell you that I believe in him. Now, to my understanding, Jack and Volkanovski are teammates. To my understanding, Jack and Volk are in the room together. Volk used to train with Craig Jones, for example, my guy. Jack now trains with Craig Jones, just for example. So there's people that could give you a good sense of how does he feel? What was it like working out with him? Who was stronger? Who was faster? Who was craftier? Who's got the better hands? Who's got the better double leg takedown? Like, there's very good reason that Jack would have very good insight to Islam and where he stands. There is a narrative that came out since Saturday of last week. So just in this past week, there is a narrative that has come out that this is going to be an awful fight, and it's going to be awful because Islam will do to Jack what Chimaev did to Dricus. And that's interesting to me, considering Dricus has never had that done to him. Oh, and by the way, Chimaev's never done that to anybody else. Like it's really a surprise that all of a sudden wrestling has this resurgence because you had two guys fight and something happened that we didn't think would happen, right? Nobody thought that Chimaev could take him down at will and keep him there. Because Chimaev hasn't been able to do that to other guys. And because Dricus has never had it done to him, not for a single round, let alone for a single contest. So to come out of that, all of a sudden this light goes on and you're this big fight expert and oh my goodness, Islam has similar skills. Well, I would have to stop you right there. In what fight has Islam ever taken somebody down and controlled them similar to the way Chimaev did to Dricus? Where have you seen that? Where? I'm trying to bring the fight to my attention. Islam didn't have a very hard time taking Charles down. With that said, they only hit the ground twice. With that said, the fight was finished, which you all swear you love so much, the finishing of a fight. You swear that you love it, and that one was finished inside about 7.5 minutes. Like, where is it that wrestling got this great resurgence? And when is it that Islam got pulled into the wrestling community? I certainly would like him there. I certainly, as a wrestler, would love to have Islam, but he's not only not wrestling, he's not even jiu-jitsu. He's not even this mythical sport that's not even real, but the terms out there called grappling. According to him, According to him, he represents Sambo. I'm well aware, before you try to correct, that he doesn't, but he says that he does. And that is how this works. The guy gets to put down what style he is doing. He writes down Sambo. If you ever talk to Islam, he will further that up by telling you the next best thing is judo. He will then tell you it's wrestling, and last, he will put jiu-jitsu. So, it's a very interesting paradigm. I mean, not for nothing. The most decorated wrestler in that division is Kamaru Usman, the division of 170 pounds. He's the NCAA champion. Don't think you have to correct me and tell me what division. I'm aware. He was also an aspiring Olympian who lived at the Olympic Training Center, which means an agency funded by the U.S. government assessed him and thought he was a legitimate candidate for the Olympic team. The greatest wrestler at 185 pounds is not Khamzat Chimaev. He's got some decoration, for sure. Being the Swedish champion, for sure. The things that he did in Russia were done in the junior division. That's defined as the high school division, and they do not carry precedence onto the senior level or onto a level that, say, Bo Nickel reached, of U23 world champion, of 3-time NCAA champion, just for example. But Bo also doesn't go out and have quite as easy of time of getting people down. And it's an interesting concept, this new idea. It's only been here for a week. It got established in 1995 by Dan Severn, and then it left the face of the earth until 5 days ago, that you can just go tackle somebody and keep them there, and this is going to be an easy and dull night. There's nothing from Islam's past to make you believe that, and there's nothing from Jack's past to make you believe that that's going to happen. Not to mention, as much as I want wrestling to be real, there's 2 positions and 1 move. There's only 1 move, which is a double leg. Now, there's another position known as a body lock, and there are different options from there, and there's ways to do it. I mean, just to ruin the great code of wrestling, if anybody ever puts you in a body lock and you don't like it, you feel like they're stronger there, all you need to do is unlock your hand. You're no longer in a body lock. I just ruined what some people have spent a lifetime trying to keep away from you. A body lock in wrestling is when both guys lock the body. Now they're agreeing. We're dead even. You got an arm, I got an arm. You're under an arm, I'm under an arm. You got a lock, I got a lock. We're dead even. Who's better? If you don't like that scenario, you do not need to go to the AKA and train or get out to state college or make friends with the Brands brothers. All you need to do is, next time you're in this position, unlock your hands. As soon as you know that, now body locks are out the door, and you're left with wrestling having 1 move that works, and that's a double leg. And it doesn't really matter if you won the NCAA, and it doesn't really matter if you won the Swedish Open. It doesn't really matter. It's a double leg. The greatest double leg in the history of the sport of MMA was done by Georges St. Pierre, who doesn't even own a singlet and never had a wrestling match. But he was able to identify, of all the years and sacrifice that you would have in wrestling, as soon as I put you in a prone posture, most of those are gone. And the quite definition of wrestling is to grab somebody. Boxing or wrestling is the world's oldest sport. Nobody really knows which. If somebody went up and punched somebody before they went up and grabbed them, then it's boxing. If they grabbed them before they punched them, then it's wrestling. We know that those 2 sports predate courts, balls, bats, fences, fields. We know one of those is the original sport. So if you want to deal with the wrestler in a prone posture, option 1, don't let him touch you. Option 2, do what St. Pierre did. Realize there's only 1 technique. And if you realize there's only 1 technique, then by process of deduction, you realize that you only need to defend 1 technique. And the suggestion that Jack Della Maddalena, our reigning champion of the world, can't defend 1 technique, not to mention against a 155-pounder. It's a tremendous insult. And it may be true. But if you go out there and you repeat that insult, you should realize how incredibly difficult it is for you to end up being correct.